Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are truly a blessing. This video is about automotive preparedness. There's a lot to it. I'm going to cover some basic stuff. What should you have in your auto? What should you be doing to your auto? How should you have it set up? A lot of things to think about. And it depends on your AO, your area of operations. Whether you live way up in the mountains, if you live in a frozen tundra, if you live in the desert, you live in the jungle, whatever the case may be, the setups are different. So I can't just tell you, this is the setup. This, you gotta have this. Oh, and by the way, go to my website and buy it from me because it'll make me rich and it'll save your life, right? No. You guys know I'm not like that. But what do we do? In your vehicle, what should you have? Well, try to keep your fuel tank at least half full, if not 3/4, especially if you're keeping your eyes and your ears open and intel and stuff like that. If you sense or know something is going down or getting worse or something like that, make sure you fill up your vehicle. Also, spare fuel in your vehicle, gas can, and or at your house, or caches along the way to and from where you frequent most, work, friends' houses, bug out location, stuff like that. Try to have, if you're in a bug out situation, try to have at least 1.5, if not 2 times the amount of fuel you need to get to your bug out location, because you never know. You may get halfway there and the road is blocked. You may have to go another route. That's why I talk about routes. Have multiple routes to something. So that's really important. Keep up on the maintenance of your vehicle. Very important. You know, your tires, your oil, your oil changes, your brakes, all the things, your coolant system, your batteries, your charging systems, the heater, because what happens if you're stranded on the side of the road somewhere, snowed in maybe, stuck, something, I don't know what the situation may be, but you may need to run your vehicle to keep you warm. Extra oil filters, extra parts, extra O-rings, extra oil, extra fluids, extra antifreeze, you know, things like this, a lot of extra stuff on there. Make sure you keep track of your tire condition. Whether you regularly rotate your tires. I learned my lesson bad about that one. For some reason, old shocks on my truck. So yeah, I have a Super Duty Ford, and you know, I started noticing a weird tread pattern in my tire. Well, by the time I noticed it, it was too late, and it was weird cupping and stuff like that. And I tried getting an alignment and everything, and you know, checking the rebalancing the tires and stuff. Everything was fine. Well, then I was crawling under there one day doing an oil change. I happened to look at the shocks. And mind you, this truck had 130,000, or no, about 100,000 miles on it. 110 maybe. And I looked at the shocks, and they still had the factory markings that they write on them at the factory. So those are 110,000 mile shocks. They were so fried. In a 1-ton truck with a heavy duty suspension, you don't notice bad shocks as much as you do in, say, a vehicle, you know, where you get that, kind of bounce and that kind of ride and kind of bouncing and stuff like that. That's bad shocks. The shocks should mitigate and go, mitigate and go. That's the way your shocks should operate. It's not as noticeable in a 1-ton truck. So, lesson learned. New set of good Bilstein 1000s or whatever on the truck, and new set of tires on. So be mindful of that. Coolant system, very important. Keeps your vehicle running. If your coolant system goes bad or something happens, you're going to fry your motor. It's going to blow up. So bad, big bad. Battery condition. What's your battery condition like? Have your alternator checked. Usually you can pull into any auto parts store and they'll do this for you for free. They'll check your battery really quick. They'll check your charging system. There's a lot of things they can do. Also code read, you know, all this stuff like that. Make sure you're keeping up on your vehicle. Also, what do you need in your vehicle? Do you need to have, like I said, area of operations dependent. Where do you live? Do you need chains, tow straps, a come along, a winch, axe, shovel, those little tread things that help you get unstuck. What else? A saw, chainsaw, water and food. Yeah, that's good. What about extra blankets in case you get stuck somewhere or something like that? Jumper cables, tin foil. What? Did he just say tin foil? Yes, I said tin foil. Why tinfoil? It's an old four-wheeling trick I learned. I've been four-wheeling for a lot of years. Big time four-wheeler for a long time. Not really into it right now. Haven't done it in a while, but an old four-wheeler's trick is they're called manifold burritos. We get those frozen burritos, wrap them in tinfoil, sit them on the on the manifold of the engine, on top of your engine. And then you go four-wheeling and stuff like that, and by the time you stop for lunch, bam, you got a cooked, hot, warm meal. It's awesome. Same with bugging out. If you're bugging out somewhere, and you don't have any other cooking option, you can do that. You can roll up any kind of food. Some people get really fancy with this stuff. I've seen some Jeeps and stuff like that off-road, but they had a like welded on plate that was conducted to the engine and everything like that. And they had a little rack set up in there, and they had like a cast iron thing in there with a meal. They get pretty intense sometimes, pretty sweet. But tinfoil, really good thing. And then also you can, when the aliens start coming by and the spy drones and stuff like that, you can make yourself a tinfoil hat to protect them, from getting into your brain and affecting, yeah. Yes. Foul weather gear. What about that? If you need to stop on the side of the road, it's bad weather out, you get stuck, EMP happens, your vehicle doesn't run anymore, you got to get home. Foul weather gear is very important. Also, it's AO dependent and seasonal dependent. So make sure you're having what you need for where you live and what season it is. And rotate the stuff. Or you can just always keep it in your vehicle. That always also works. Tools to work on your vehicle. Basic hand tools. I can do 90% of my stuff on my truck with like 3 or 4, maybe 5 sockets and a socket wrench. Yeah, and a couple other hand tools. Throw it in a little bag, keep it in your vehicle. Very simple stuff. Also like road flares, road stuff, maybe flashing lights, stuff like that to keep, safety type stuff also. If you're going to be traveling or living in your vehicle, other stuff like water and sources, mapping out, planning your trip, all this stuff like that, carrying extra water. I always have a case of water in my car and in my truck, at least a case. I got a case of MREs or 2 in there, some emergency rations, good stuff like that. Food and a way to prepare it, which, let me pause the video, I'll show you some cool options for preparing food in your vehicle. Okay, so back to show and tell time. So I guess my wife feels I'm difficult to shop for. So for Christmas, she didn't know really what to get me. So she got me a couple things that I haven't tried out yet. I will try them out. But there are options for cooking in your vehicle. You can use it for a bug out situation. Also, if we go to a bug out location and we just want to plug, these are things that plug into the vehicle and you can cook with them. First one is this. I'll show you really quick. It's a casserole portable surface. Or what? I'm sorry, I was reading another language. Portable saucepan with non-stick surface. It's a 2-quart pan with stay cool handle and vented tempered glass lid. Non-slip feet. And it has a little plug-in like you saw right there to plug into your vehicle. And it is a saucepan for cooking different things. So that's the first one. And the brand is Road Pro. I'll give you a close-up right there for a sec. All right, so what's the next thing she got me? Whoa, whoops, knocked over some stuff. All right, this is a portable frying pan. Same kind of thing, same brand. Hi. So yeah, and these are just some other options. 8-inch diameter pan, stay cool handle, stuff like that, non-slip feet, 4.5 foot, power cord with inline fused plug. Plugs in, you can see right there, plugs into your vehicle, and you can cook with it. So that's another thing she got me. And she went kind of crazy. This is a 12-volt portable roaster. It's fit standard 6x9 glass baking dishes, which is pretty sweet. Non-slip rubber feet, 5-inch or 5-foot heavy-duty power cord. So same brand, same kind of thing. There you go. So that's another option. And because you got to have different things to cook different things. And like I said, she went kind of crazy. So what's the next one? It is a 12-volt portable stove. Wow. Cooks or warms food up to 300 degrees. 5.5 foot fused cord plug with a 12-volt port. Insulated design, cooks or warms food up to 300 degrees. 1 quart aluminum cooking capacity. Looks kind of like a lunchbox. Same brand, same stuff. Oh, I'll show you that little picture there. It kind of shows it opened up and stuff. That's pretty cool. You can use these in your RV. You can use them in your vehicle, anything like that. All right, so yes, there is one more. Okay, let me get to the English part. This last one, 12 volt, 1.5 quart slow cooker. You guys know what a slow cooker is, like a crock pot. Plugs directly in your 12 volt port, spill proof lid, dishwasher safe, serve a hot healthy meal anywhere is what it says. Same thing. There you go. It's a little slow cooker. Here's a better picture of it like that. You can see, same brand, same stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options of ways that you can cook while in your vehicle or when you're stopped. You may want to get one of these or something like that if you go camping a lot or if you go in the outdoors a lot. You may cook on the campfire, stuff like that. But what if it's just for some reason, I know we all have the ability to start fires, right? Even in wet and bad conditions. But sometimes it just sucks. Sometimes it takes a long time to get a fire started, and sometimes the ideal conditions just aren't there. Or maybe you're getting there later than you expected. So while one person's driving, the other person can be throwing a meal together in here and cooking it while you're driving, or right when you get there. You can throw stuff in there and start it cooking instead of having, taking an hour or two to start a fire. Because sometimes it's just a pain in the butt, no matter what you do. Unless you bring all the materials you need that are dry and everything, perfect environment. No matter how good you are starting a fire, sometimes it just sucks. All right, so that's food and preparation. What kind of food should you take? Whatever you eat, whatever you like. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. Waste disposal, trash bags. We like carrying the buckets. People put food storage in the 5-gallon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, whatever, those kind of buckets. And they make little lids on them that are toilet seat lids. And then what you do is you just take the bucket, you sit it down, you put like a big black trash bag in it, put the lid on it, do your thing. Then whenever you're done, pop the lid off, take all the air out, take the plastic bag, tie it on itself, set it off to the side for disposal. Put it in another big black trash bag, and then you can dispose of that big bag with all your stuff in it when you get the opportunity to. So it's a really good thing to have. Plus, black trash bags can be used for, you can cut a little hole in it, you can use them as a rain poncho, you could put some of them together to make an improvised shelter, you can use them for rainwater collection, you can fill them up with all the wild herbals, wild medicinals, wild berries, wild edibles, all this stuff also. Or if you're hunting, you can pack your meat out in it. Lots of different ways and options to use uses for black trash bag or plastic bags, things like that. What's another thing? If you're going to be staying in your vehicle a lot, running it, maybe keeping you warm, maybe while you're sleeping even. One of the tricks is keep a window cracked because you don't want CO to build up in your vehicle, right? Like people close themselves in the garage and, do bad things. That kind of stuff. You've seen on TV. So what's the thing? You could have a CO detector, carbon monoxide detector in your vehicle. Like we have carbon monoxide detectors in our homes. Same kind of thing. Get one for your vehicle. Very easy to use. You don't even have to have the battery in it at all times. But if you're in the situation, you can have it shoved in a corner, in a glove box, whatever, in your trunk, wherever you want to keep it. And then if you're in a situation where you're going to be sleeping with the vehicle running or sitting in it with it running for a long period of time, put the battery in, plug it in, turn it on, test it, make sure it works though, and do that on a regular basis, just like you do your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Keep track of it. Maintenance is important. So that's a lot of good things, I think. We're talking about vehicle preparedness. Take care of your vehicles. They'll take care of you. Maintenance, make sure you're doing all the things. If you have a truck like mine, and you're going to be doing that's your bug out vehicle, think about mud tires. Normally, like around here, I don't have a need for mud tires. I have Toyo Open Country MTs, mud tires, aggressive mud tires. 35-inch by 1250 mud tires. Big tires, right? And no, I don't just have them to be the cool dude running around the big truck with big mud tires that never goes off-road. I have them specifically because to get to my bug out location, you have to have tires like that and lots of four-wheeling experience and the big heavy-duty chains for some of the year, different times of the year. So, other than that, a good all-terrain tire would help. It's off-road, it's aggressive a little bit. Just maybe not street tires. Just don't think about like road tires. or multi-season tires, or what, all-season tires. Maybe think about an all-terrain tire or a mud-terrain tire if you need it. Let me see what else. Just take care of things and put in your vehicle what you will need or what you might need. Compass, maps, all the things you would have in a bug out bag. Speaking of which, have a bug out bag or a get home bag in your vehicle along with this stuff. And each and every person that gets into that vehicle should bring their bug out bag with them, no matter where you're going. If you're going to the corner store, okay, I get it. It takes an hour to walk back home. But you never know. What happens if the road's blocked, bad guys are out there, and you can't get home? This is why we have bug out bags. Is it optimal? No, of course not. You're not going to be able to live out of your bug out bag long term. Of course not. But it may keep you alive enough to get yourself in a better situation so that you can live. Maybe you get to a friend's house that's part of your mutual assistance group. Something like that. Also comms, speaking of that. I have a Baofeng UV5R in each vehicle. And, at home, in my tactical kit, all the things, lots of them. They're inexpensive. We also have a CB in the truck. I also have handheld FRS, GMRS radios. So communications is key. Also, have your cell phone on you. There's just a lot of things to think about and to have on you. Have your EDC on you. Always have a firearm on you. Magazines, ammunition. Maybe throw your battle belt in there. I usually throw my battle belt, an AR, and my Glock that's, in my appendix carry right here. But anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Prep a little every day. Don't forget about that. And always be working on your fitness and your self-reliance. Doing things to make yourself more self-reliant, independent of the system, so that things, outside sources, have less control over you. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.